Welcome back to Black Butler, episode number 14. We're here reviewing the third to last episode of season 3 of the show. Season 4. Public school arc. His Butler having a laugh, which is the 55th episode of the series. This episode goes to the entirety of chapter 82 and goes to most of 83. Now, this episode does have some mentionings of season 1 and 2 of the show. Well, we'll get to that. So, we pick up right where we left out last episode where Derek has shown up. The character that, the person that CL has been searching for since episode 1. And here he is. Walks out like, oh, I smell tea. And then he bites Green Hill's arm. Yeah, he's a bizarre doll. Yes, he's, a zombie. We're like, how the heck this happened? Well, the P4 killed them. And they reveal that in a minute. So, oh yeah, by the way, CL calls Sebastian in to basically handle him and explains, what the heck is going on. So, they basically reveal that, okay, I'll get to the reveal of the headmaster because this is quite interesting. So, yeah, they contact somebody to cover up their crime of killing him by contacting his hospital with his special research assistant. And then, of course, that Cecile, brings out a gun and points at the headmaster, and the headmaster is revealed to be the Undertaker. No, not the wrestler. The character, the Undertaker, who was last seen in the Luxury Liner movie arc. The Boogie Lansing movie, that was last time he was seen. Which, as of this year, it had been 7 years since anybody's seen the guy. And this was really cool with the episode. Probably one of the best things about this episode. They actually do a flashback to season 1 of the show. For the first, couple arcs of, how they met him. We even see briefly in the flashback CL's, aunt. Lady Red. Yes. Who died during the Jack the Ripper arc. Yes, in the second arc of the series when she got killed off. And we see him also, after her death. And I found this to be so awesome, the fact is. Now, I get the fact they couldn't use the footage, the actual animation back then. Either it wasn't available, but I think the main reason why, because this is done by Clubworks, not A1 Pictures. So, what they did is they recreated stuff from that season by doing it in the style of the manga. Which, good job. I thought this was really awesome. And the fact we have a flashback to the Boogie Lansing movie, which is amazing. A little bit, but I thought it was really awesome. Now, of course, the P4 know who he is. Well, kind of. They know that he's supposed to as the Undertaker. Now, of course, here's something that's kind of missing from the scene, and this is not in the manga either. The P4 is like, how do you know him? Yes. How come they'll ask them this question? How do you know this guy? Yeah, the actual answer is because he's a former associate of his. Yeah. And it was like, oh yeah, I like being a substitute teacher. He takes out his hat and, has another hat underneath it, and he's his hair and the scar. Yeah, and the fact he is a Grim Reaper, which is something they revealed in the Book Lansing movie. Now, they hint at this in filler stuff. Yes, in the filler season 2 of the show, they hinted at this, but they never specifically revealed it. Mainly because, basically, that they don't want to spoil it, per se. Maybe due to the fact that people were against that Book Lansing, that luxury arc. Which, according to Undertaker, last time he saw him, and of course, was on that ship. Which, of course, when they saw him jump in the ocean. That was last time they saw him. And this, of course, is going to set up that very next episode. I'm like, damn. So much excitement here. And it's now I feel like we're basically in the popular style Black Butler people love so much. Yes, because that's one thing this arc was missing. It didn't feel like Black Clover, the Black Butler at all. People know of the previous seasons because it has a familiar character. That's some from the characters that has appear of like an episode. It didn't feel like a traditional story arc. It's kind of like, now this is not the fault of the anime for this. I do not blame Cloverworks for this. It is not their fault. It is how the manga presented this particular arc. Yeah, and we're getting really, really close to wrap up the story. We have roughly about 2.5 chapters left to be adapted. And I can confirm this, that in, not this weekend, this coming weekend, but the next weekend, which is going to be, the date is going to be July 6th, is when basically going to wrap this season up. Excuse me, which is 3 days after Konosuba. Now, I can't confirm this is getting a season 5. Yes, which I'm very much looking forward to that. Probably adapting Emerald Witch stuff. Yeah. But overall, fantastic episode. Okay, so that's episode review. Next up is One Piece. And I don't think I have time to do anything else tonight with that. I might have to save my Here in Case goes for tomorrow, sadly. Okay, but next video. Bye.